How was serving this morning? What was the highlight for you?
Well, it's been a while since I've served breakfast, so it was busier than I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think we were lucky our wives were there.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were kind of keeping everyone on task.
Yep, that 100%.
Yeah.
No, but really
it was fun.
Yeah, the guys, and the gals coming through this morning for breakfast all, just super grateful to have a good breakfast going and, have something to get their day on the right track. It was good.
Pretty hearty breakfast.
It was.
I think.
Eggs, bacon.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
I said it earlier when we were talking to Walter, but we say it a lot around here. It starts with a warm meal, and that sets up the whole process of life change. Through that simple act, as Jesus always had a lot of conversations around the dinner table, the lunch table, or the breakfast table. So today, as Life Change happens here, we're going to be live streaming most of the day till early evening this evening. And you're going to get a chance to hear a lot about the mission and what happens at the mission in the different aspects of our services and our ministry. So we hope you'll join us for as often as you can during the day. But Giving Tuesday is part of this. And so if you have the opportunity, the inclination to give today, we encourage that. Go to #GivingTuesday or to ugmsalem.org//Giving Tuesday, and you can find a way to give online. And just so you know, every dollar that we raise today will be matched up to $25,000 by a very generous donor here in this area. And we'll talk about that donor here in a little bit. But those are the things that are happening today. So I think it's really important that we talk about our core values and our purpose. And I know, Craig, if you can share your thoughts on that, that would be great.
Well, we've been working a lot lately. I'm fairly new here. I started May 1st. And one of the things that we're working on really hard internally is making sure that everything that we do is Christ-centered, which is our first core value. We have really three basic core values: that we're Christ-centered, that we're guest-focused, and that we're community-connected. And we do things that meet those three core values, but everything that we do here is aimed at those three core values. So we're about life change. We're about the gospel of Jesus Christ. I think that first core value is super important, and we're making some great progress on all of that. Not that we weren't there before, but we've refocused on just some basics, the internal basics, and those are really important things here because that's what makes the mission work. This is a ministry. This isn't a business. You can see we're in the warehouse here. A lot of people never see this warehouse. It's pretty amazing. This is our dry storage area. There is a lot of food in here. Almost every bit of it donated by the community. So that's the community connected piece, donor-based. We're all privately funded. It requires a lot of money to run this mission. It's a very complex mission, and so all of that's privately donated. But none of that works if we're not Christ-focused, and that's who we are.
Great, that's awesome. And I just want to, I understand we may not have heard everything that Walter and I talked about, but as Craig said, the food donations here keep the kitchen going, and it's very important to us. And there's a way that you can participate in that beyond Giving Tuesday by going to our website, ugmsalem.org, and looking for the Amazon button. Go to the Amazon button, and it will give you a list of urgent needs here at the mission, in particular food needs that Walter is always looking for. It's really simple. You can make your purchase, and it will get shipped right to his warehouse, and he'll put it right into the food line as soon as possible. So it's another way to support what we do here. The food donations, I mean, just look at the warehouse, as Craig said. It's full, and it's a blessing that our community does this. So, Bryce, you shared earlier that you've been involved since childhood here. So, and there's a lot going on. Complex, I think, was the word that you used. So what do you hope that our viewers, our listeners will get out of today's broadcast?
Yeah, well, I mean, UGM is so much more than just meals, and so my hope is today. We started off the morning with meals, and that's a great place to start, right? That's kind of where the lowest barrier to entry into our facilities is. But there's just this whole continuum of things happening at UGM. From family shelters to Restoration House to Greer Street. There's just a lot more than what people generally think of as kind of this, cots and foods concept. And so today I hope you hear stories about life change. I hope you get a chance to engage with folks who have gone through our program and can kind of hear some real feedback about what that's been like. And I hope you just get a more comprehensive sense of what UGM's about. Because there's a lot more going on here than I think most people realize. So today's kind of a fun behind the curtain.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, talk a little bit about our relationship with our donors and the value that we put in that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this earlier, but I've had a chance to be on the board for 7 years, served in roles from. Hey, we have a delivery coming, so if you hear if you hear a truck backing up in a garage door, but I've had a chance to serve as treasurer and a few other roles, and it's really amazing to see how many people help make up the whole of the mission in terms of the giving. It's just that consistent giving that really allows us to stay, frankly, I guess, in business or in ministry. And so, from a donor perspective, I hope the donors today hear a heart of gratitude. I hope they see stories of life change. I hope they see ROI from their investment in us. Mm-hmm. And, if it's something you haven't thought about before, or this is kind of all new information, I hope people, understand that there's quite a bit going on here and the need is great and relevant. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Any more to add to that, Craig?
Well, the only thing that I would add is that there's a lot more going on here than what you see on the surface.
Yeah.
A lot more. And our New Life Fellowship program, housing for women and children, Restoration House, which is transitional housing for guys that need a place to be for a while, get a rental history, get out in the world, have a job. Those kinds of things that we do here on a regular basis, we kind of take for granted after a while, but it's really, there's a lot going on, and it's not a cheap facility, not an inexpensive place to run, but man, do we do some things that are really amazing. And so I'm really excited to be here. It's just been a great experience.
Yeah. Thank you. And one of the things we haven't mentioned yet, and I know it's one of Craig's favorite things to do, maybe I just put you on the spot too much.
Probably.
Right there, right?
Yeah.
So, but I just want to...
Are we going to play baseball?
It's a live stream.
Who knew?
Anything's possible.
So one of the things that we want to encourage you to do, and you can do this again online at ugmsalem.org. If you look around our website, there's a button on there for tours.
Yeah.
If you've not seen it.
Yeah. If you haven't been here, what is it we call it? The I had no idea tour. And man, you will say that. Everybody that comes says the same thing. I thought I knew, but I had no idea you did that.
Yeah.
Right. And tours at Samanka Place as well. And you'll hear more about Samanka Place in a couple hours and what our women's ministry does. You'll hear from our volunteers. You will hear from our Learning Center today, our New Life Fellowship program. We're gonna put them all on camera and help you learn more about what happens here and how your investment is stewarded and shepherded for the betterment of our ministry. So that's it for now.
Well, I'd like to add one thing
please.
to that, because just yesterday I was talking with one of our New Life Fellowship guys, one of the guys that's in our program, and I asked him what he was thinking, because he's getting close to graduating, and I asked him what he's thinking about doing, and he said, "Well, I want to go to school, and I have a specific line of study that I want to do. I have a career in mind." And so he was telling me what that was. And I was able to say to him, listen, you hang in with us, you graduate from the program, we'll send you to Shemekiah for the first 2 years and we'll pay your tuition. And it was like, he knew that in the back of his mind, he knew that was available, but the reality of being able to just encourage him and tell him, look, we've got you. We're going to stay with you. We want you to succeed. That's one of the things we do here that people don't know about, and that's been a huge part of the program.
That's awesome. And it just goes to tell you how this community comes alongside everybody that's here and getting services here. Starts with food and a warm meal, ends in new life